y'all.
Can't believe this. S. Sparks, Karen, Barb, Debbie, Captain Leafan. It's just going to make sure I have as little people as possible here. 10th Angel. There's Carolyn. Maybe she'll bring us some luck. Is it blurry? Something with my connection, the wires here. Hey, Danielle. Tammy, Susie B again. 10th Angel again. Whisper to me. Peridot, you're back. Our hot dog came back on the third time. We had a good crowd in here too, guys, for a while. And then it went out for the second time. Teresa Lily, yes, third time's the charm. Okay, Carolyn. Mama Ramblins. How you like this? It just came today. Isn't that pretty? Oh, Bonnie, what time tomorrow? I'm still going to make the eggs tonight and the pumpkin pecan crunch. Here's Diane Sawyer, front and center. She was born in 1945. Regina, back again. Long before she became one of America's best-known TV journalists, Diane Sawyer, then 17, was crowned America's Junior Miss in 1963. She later went into news, including as the first female correspondent on CBS 60 Minutes. She moved to ABC, where from 2009 to 14, she anchored ABC World News. Her award-winning work took her around the globe and to interviews with the powerful and the famous, from Presidents George W. Bush and Barack Obama to Whitney Houston and Julie Andrews. She says, I still believe that journalism is about joy and purpose. Okay? Uh-oh, are we having a bad connection again? No, please no. Is it okay? What? It's not? Oh, it's good? Okay. Perfect, okay. Carolyn, do you like this picture, hon? I know you do, Bonnie. I know most everybody else does too, I think, in here. Let's read what people say about Diane. Just a little thing, different blurbs about her, okay? Okay, thank you, Peridot. You made it back. Oh, you wanted to see the center of that flower? It's not that good like yours, but, you know, it was the first one I made of this type. So don't look too close, 80s girl. Okay? Don't look too close. This is just a toilet paper center that I put crepe paper around. We all live. And my leaves aren't that good, but they're not that bad either, are they? What? Oh my God, you better keep that Southern accent at home tomorrow, or you're turning around and going home. You know, I told you in the message I could not quit. What time? I missed the time. I missed the time. But when the rooster crows or when the crow flies. Dave said he's going to probably come too. Okay. Her mother was her teacher in third grade, a Kentucky girl. Sawyer was raised on the Bushell area of Louisville. Her mother, Jean, was a teacher, and little Diane ended up in her class. While not the ideal situation, I treated her just exactly like the other students, her mom said. She was a 1960s weather girl. After graduating from Wellesley College, Sawyer went back home to Louisville, where at WLKY-TV, she read the weather before shifting to general assignment news reporting. In 1970, she moved to Washington, D.C. to try for a job at the White House. She worked for President Richard Nixon. She began as an aide for him. Later, her duties include prepping Nixon for the David Frost interviews in 1977 and helping him draft his post-resignation memoirs. Sawyer wasn't deep throat of the Watergate scandal. She was on the short list of possible sources before former FBI official W. Mark Felt was revealed to be the person who passed along information about the break-in and cover-up to Washington Post reporters Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein. Her husband was famous too. Sawyer married Mike Nichols, the legendary director of The Graduate movie in 1988. Nichols won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony over his long career. Did I see the time for tomorrow? I ask and then I don't look. Sawyer was with him when he died on November 19th, 2014, less than three months after she stepped down from the World News Desk. I'm going to say it's probably 3 tomorrow or 4. No comment. Oh my goodness. Ha ha ha, Bonnie. Oh, look how cute this is. Our Lives. Let me do it as this picture, the title. On a bright Christmas day in 1954. Hi, Jimmy. Somebody said hi to Jimmy. At our house in New Mexico, I try to show my daughter, Mindy Sue, how to work her new rocking horse, but she has her own ideas. This is from David Button, Roswell, New Mexico. Oh, how freaking cute. Look at this, guys. She said, you're not invited. Look how cute. I just thought I saw somebody say hi to Jimmy. Isn't it cute? Look how cute that little dress is. Those little shoes. Isn't it? Hi, Amy's Justice League. Okay, this one's called Our Lives. Davison sisters, Wendy, Deborah, Rita, and Jean in front, had natural musical talent. Just a short little story that they wrote. Davida, one of these girls look like they could be you. Sort of. Our father, a self-taught tenor sax player who was a popular band leader in the big band era before he shipped out to the Pacific Theater in World War II, taught us girls to sing in harmony. I was the oldest, and using my babysitting money, I bought sheet music at Polsky's department store in downtown Akron, Ohio. That's by where my sister lives. None of us could read music, but I figured out our harmonies. Oh, Davida knows who this is. I figured out our harmonies on an old player piano. Oh, never mind. The Lennon sisters on the Lawrence Welk show, like us four girls, were an influence. Wendy always sang the melody. I sang alto. Rita sang third-party harmony. And our baby sister, Jean, called Goody, punctuated our songs with the ho, ho, ho's, or whatever we needed. When we were on our way to visit our relatives and get our Christmas loot, we were poor, so this was a big deal. We warmed up our voices by singing in the car. Our wealthy Scottish Uncle Bill always encouraged us to sing and rewarded us with loud applause, and he shouted, "Encore, encore." When I was 15 or so, around 1961, our Aunt Ethel arranged for us to sing at the Fairlawn Country Club Christmas party. She even bought us matching red jumpers with white blouses for the occasion. We were such a hit that the Veterans Club invited us to sing on its radio broadcast in Uniontown. Our repertoire included Silent Night, Winter Wonderland, Jingle Bells, and many more Christmas favorites. Here's Scary Santa. My uncle Kenneth Williams took this picture of my cousin Kenny Lee and me in 1950 in Crawfordsville, Indiana. This Santa was scary and loud, decked out with a leather belt with noisy brass bells. Look how cute that picture is. Hey, Chickadee. Here's one. Where's the chimney? Dad sometimes took us to a neighborhood tavern in La Crosse, Wisconsin that had an old piano. My 6-year-old brother Sam loved standing at it, working out songs he knew. Our parents noticed his interest, and for Christmas in 1958, they bought a used upright for $150. I cut up boxes to disguise the piano's shape. Then Mom wrapped it in a faux brick paper. Sam never suspected that the large object in our living room was anything but a new fireplace. On Christmas morning, Mom told us to take the structure apart. We got a picture of Sam's look of amazement when he realized what the fireplace was. My parents were right. Sam was a lifelong musician, singing and playing piano professionally at clubs for a cruise line. And here he is right here. He's surprised when he realizes his present is part of the holiday decor. Hopefully you guys can see that. His piano. And then tinsel time. My brother Arthur and his new puppy, watch our mom Natalie, decorate the tree in our home in Framingham, Massachusetts in 1966. I don't remember the puppy's name because we quickly learned that Arthur was allergic and we had to find it a new home. From Joan Hilberg, Lynchburg, Virginia. Oh my goodness, look at those pajamas on that baby. Remember, guys, those type of pajamas? And that tree, look how cute. And look at the puppy. And the mom's got furry slippers on. 19 66. We go back. Hey, Danielle. And this one is the man at work, the man behind the suit. Jolly old St. Nick is a family friend. Just another short little thing. Santa remembered Elaine and her mom, Evala, left when he met Heath below in 1971. So Elaine and her mom, and then Heath with Santa. Yes, the little rubber pants, we called them, right, for babies. My parents owned a dry cleaning shop in Lafayette, Louisiana. Every year, an important client brought his red suit to the shop for cleaning. In 1948, when I was 2, I knew the man with the special outfit and the smiling eyes as Santa. My mom, Evala Cormier, knew him as Jeff, and she became friends with him through taking care of that annual assignment. In December 1971, Mom, then a grandma, and I took my son Heath to visit Santa at the mall in Lafayette. Mom was surprised to recognize the man in the red. It was Jeff, still spreading Christmas cheer after all those years. He was so happy to meet my son. It still touches my heart to think of our unlikely reunion with this kind man. Oh, excuse me, guys. Santa visits. The first department store Santa is believed to have been James. The first department store Santa is believed to have been James Colonel Jim Edgar of Brocktown, Massachusetts. Edgar, who owned a dry goods store, liked dressing up to surprise shoppers. In the weeks before Christmas in 1890, he appeared in his store wearing a custom Santa suit. Meeting a real Santa was a dream come true for children who traveled from other cities to visit him. The following year, many stores got their own Santas. By the turn of the 20th century, the annual visit to the department store to tell Santa what you wanted was a Christmas tradition. We got a nice crowd. Teresa Lilly. Yes, the boots that you wore with the shoes inside them. Yes. Yes. Christmas in the barracks. Our heroes. Homesick airmen make the best of their holiday. Just a little page on them. Look how cute. Wooster, Ohio, Hal Fulton. During the latter part of the Korean War, I was an aircraft mechanic assigned to a flight line maintenance squadron at Nellis Air Force Base near Las Vegas. We maintained the F-86 Sabres used for training fighter pilots. Mama Ramblins, you making your old pies? We were low-ranking and low-paid servicemen. The joke was that a 3-stripe airman first class got $117 per day once a month. For a 2-stripe airman second class, the rate was $101.40. Over the holidays, the flying schedule was reduced to allow as many as possible to get home. Part of the unit got leave for Christmas, the other part for New Year's. For those guys who couldn't get leave for Christmas 1956, there was no Bing Crosby and no snow, just homesickness and a lack of privacy in our open bay barracks. Hi, help me, Rhonda. I don't know if I said hi to you. We celebrated with a tree we found on the side of the highway. Its snowy decoration and the fake beard one of the guys applied came from a shaving kit. Broke as we were, our buffet was made of Christmas package leftovers, and the dress code for the occasion is best described as off-duty casual. But I recall that the mess hall meal was outstanding. Turkey with all the standard side dishes. Our outfit had a Christmas tradition that the officers worked on the serving line that day, a practice that was still going on when I retired from the service 28 years later. Those memories we created get better with each passing year. Why don't you say hi to everybody? Tell them all Happy Thanksgiving. Show them how you look.
That's okay.
He says, that's okay.
They don't want to see.
He says, they don't want to see me. Hi, Debbie D. Aw, look at this. Ceremony over. Oh, I was just showing them. I'm reading. Oscar rests with Diane and a nurse at his side. This one's called True Love. Oliver, hi. With her wedding ceremony only 5 hours away in 1959, my mother Diane thought Oscar, her intended, and my future dad was playing one of his pranks. The nuptials would be allowed to go on under one condition. Oscar could attend the ceremony, but then he had to check himself into Harris Hospital in Fort Worth, Texas. Diane had heard the rumor that Oscar's cousins planned to somehow make her miss her honeymoon. Revenge for the stunts Oscar had played on his relatives on their wedding nights. But this was no prank. Oscar had been diagnosed with double pneumonia. Diane paled. Guests were coming, and the church was ready. Oscar said, "We can still begin our future. It'll be something we can tell our grandchildren about." The doctor gave Oscar antibiotics and steroids. With a flushed face and sweating through his wedding suit, Oscar waited at his beautiful and beaming bride walked down the aisle on her father's arm. Oscar and Diane exchanged vows, rings, and kisses, ate some cake, and were showered with rice. Then, tailed by scheming cousins who suspected Oscar of deceit, the couple took the car straight to the hospital where Dr. Gibbs was waiting. There, Oscar nearly fell into his hospital bed, relieved to have made it through the ceremony without fainting. The wedding photographer came with them to the room, and Mom leaned in toward Dad for a most unusual honeymoon picture, which was later featured in the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, proof to his cousins that he wasn't faking. Look like a nice couple. Show you that picture again. You can see it. Don't they? Handsome couple, as they say. Bonnie, you never did tell me the time. Hi, Lisa Thomas. You can at least text it to me. This one is Family Tree. Irene spends the day in bed. Icy fall gives family a fright. The Woody children go sledding in 1932. Irene is just visible in front of Clifford, who is standing. Icy fall gives family a fright. Irene spends the day in bed. Germans immigrating to the deforested land along the North Fork of the Flambeau River in north central Wisconsin called the area Eisenstein after their homeland on the border of Bavaria and Bohemia in present-day Czech Republic. John Woody was one of those settlers. His son Joseph married Mary Wallner, and their daughter Irene is my mother. In late November 1931, the low morning sun cast long shadows across a freezing landscape. Irene, 7, and her 6 siblings couldn't wait for a big storm to blow down from Lake Superior and pile the snow in huge drifts. That's how we are, right, B? We love our storms. Hi, Nana Patty. Hope you're feeling better. I know Dave still in pain, but he's able to manage it. Irene's brothers went ahead of her to school, and she was alone when she got to Murray Creek and stepped on the log to cross. When her foot slipped, she fell in, shattering the ice that covered the shallow stream. She stood up and made the critical choice to go home. Her clothes froze to her legs as she walked. Reaching home, she saw the look of alarm on her mother's face. Mary, who'd worked as a logging camp cook and witnessed such accidents before, got rid of Irene's icy clothes, dressed her. Hi, Carol boys. Hey, baby doe. Love you too. Anybody see where Bonnie has put the time for Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow that we're supposed to come over? Or is she still saying no comment? I know you had it before and I don't remember what it said. I know you wouldn't want us to miss it. She dressed her in her got rid of her icy clothes, dressed her in long underwear, and tucked her into bed. Mary checked her daughter many times before she was satisfied Irene was all right. Warmed by the wool patch quilt that lay over her, Irene got to spend a rare day in bed. I said you can come over at 2 on Friday. Dave and Lexi can come over at 4 tomorrow. Lexi, did you hear that? Yeah. All right. Well, I like the leftovers anyway, so that'll be better. Oh, look, Carolyn, look. Everybody, look. Carolyn, you would love this for your decoupage or something. I don't think you could really use it, though. It's magazine papers. Isn't that beautiful, guys? You don't get any till Friday. Hey, all right. I'll just sit here at home, make flowers, and be waiting to come over Friday for my turkey sandwich. Yeah, bless you. That is so pretty, though. It's an illustration by Anna Hard. Yes, he is coming. He said he is. Bonnie. Kevin. Oh. Nana Patty, does this look familiar? Look at your name on this bicycle. We're going to read about it right now. This is a Christmas story. Father spins a tale into a golden tradition. It's by Carl Smith, Legionnaire Pennsylvania. At the bottom it says, I looked at my grandchildren who were wide-eyed and eager for the story to begin. Back in the 1960s and 70s, when my 7 children were younger, they loved to make Christmas lists for Santa Claus. I remember them lying on their stomachs, pencils in hand, and feet wiggling in the air amid a mountain of newspaper ads and the Sears gift catalog. The older the child, the longer the list. I didn't want to disappoint them, but I knew I'd have to work 3 jobs just to make all their wishes come true. So, one Christmas Eve, I told them a story about a little girl whose list was 400 pages. Oh my goodness, 400 pages? Moo? Where are you going, Mike? Come on now. You're not going to find anything more exciting than right here, right now. Don't you leave, Mike. When Santa brought all the gifts, the whole house was packed and the presents spilled out into the yard. The girl realized this pile of gifts, taking up every inch of space in the house, wasn't as exciting as she thought it would be. I had not prepared this tale at all. It just rolled out of my imagination as I spoke. The next day, I wrote it down. Every Christmas Eve after that, the reading of the really, really long Christmas list became our family holiday tradition. 50 years later, with the advent of self-publishing, Moo, I found not that you do it, but you know what I mean. I found an illustrator, and I had 100 copies of the story printed, which I gave to friends and coworkers. Many told me that they would make reading it aloud part of their Christmas Eve festivities. I also gave copies to each of my children as a keepsake of our long ago holiday tradition. Then one of my sons surprised me by saying, Dad, you have to read this to the kids. I looked at my grandchildren, who were wide-eyed and eager for the story to begin. Some of them were even lying on their stomachs with their feet wiggling in the air, as my little ones had done 50 years before. As I went through the story, a memory of doing the same with my children years before overwhelmed me. I had to take a moment to compose myself. Our tradition continues, and I hope that my 17 grandchildren will read Grandpa's story to their children every Christmas Eve too. A friend reads her children a different holiday story for each of the 5 nights leading up to Christmas. Last year, she read my story on Christmas Eve, and will do so every year from now on. Did you ever think your tradition would become somebody else's, she asked. I did not. I am thankful that the impromptu tale I made up as a young father struggling to pay his mortgage so long ago has become such an important part of our holiday memories. I like that. Isn't that neat? Bonnie? Okay, this one, Nana Patty, if you're still here. Oh, she is here. Okay. Sweet Ride. Her dream finally comes true. By Nana Patty in Oklahoma. No, it's by Patricia Edwards, Fullerton, California. My sister had a way with words, but not the ones I wanted to hear. Listen, you brat, what makes you think you're getting a bike for Christmas? My yearning for a bicycle of my own had taken over my young life. It seemed that each birthday and Christmas, I was having a harder time hiding my disappointment. I didn't want dolls, clothes, or toys, only my 2-wheeled dream. As my 8th birthday approached, my parents explained that because a bike wasn't in their budget that year, they were giving me a day at the Pike Amusement Park in Long Beach. Just mom, dad, and me. I was one of 6 children, so this was indeed a treat for my memory bank. My parents sat through 2 movies of my choice, a Western with Johnny Mac Brown and a Tarzan flick with Johnny Weissmuller, and bought me my first cotton candy. It was a magical day. Still, it wasn't a bike. The Christmas after I turned 9, I was beginning to despair that I'd never have a 2-wheeler to call my own. The family was opening gifts, and I could see that nothing was big enough to suggest bike under all the wrapped presents. Then my father said, "Patty, would you please bring me some handkerchiefs from the bedroom?" I did as requested, but when I opened the door, my eyes popped. There sat a yellow, balloon-tired girl's bicycle with the words "Rocket" down the front fork of in bright blue letters. I ran back to my dad. "There's a bike in there." The whole family cheered. I have received many wonderful gifts over the years, but nothing matched the shiny yellow beauty I got the Christmas of my 9th year. Isn't that cute? That's an illustration. Oh, look at this. Another illustration. Look. I hope you guys can see that. Isn't it cute? Hi, Debbie Johnson. Carolyn, did you see all these adorable illustrations in here? Or are you too busy baking up a storm? A gust of seasonal spirit. Baby, It's Cold Outside and Inside by Marla Cross, New Carlisle, Ohio. Christmas 1965 was bitterly cold in Southwest Ohio. For several days prior to the holiday, winds were high, especially at night, creating snowdrifts and wreaking havoc with exterior decorations. Plastic reindeer and nativity wise men were strewn onto snowbanks, and strings of colored lights drooped with roof gutters. The roof. I rode to morning kindergarten in a warm station wagon with several other 5-year-olds, but my poor sister Michelle and the other older kids had to trudge through the elements to school. But however rough the weather, it was still the Christmas season and an exciting time. My sister and I had already circled several items in the Sears wish book. With 5 years separating us, our choices seldom overlapped. But that year, we both asked for a Heidi pocketbook doll. She wore a cute dress, and when you pressed her tummy, her right hand flew up as if to say hi. Maybe something like her, sort of. Here she is. That's an illustration. For weeks, Miss Shell and I perked up every time we heard the "Hi, Heidi" commercial jingle on TV. Stormy weather or not, we were sure Santa would deliver the goods, and our thumbs were poised to press those Heidi tummy buttons. called deviled eggs. Oh gosh, how come that always comes up? Deviled eggs. Christmas Eve night was particularly windy, but it was cozy inside our house. I tried hard to stay awake, but I fell asleep watching my grandmother assemble the fruit salad she always made at Christmas. Someone carried me to the double bed that I shared with Michelle, Mischelle. So that's just not Michelle. It's Michelle. I don't know. And she joined me there not long afterward. The grown-ups had far too much to do to go to bed early. Grandmother was busy in the kitchen. My mother wrapped gifts while my father assembled toys until after midnight. I don't know how Miss Shell and I slept through it, but sometime in the wee hours of Christmas morning, the fierce wind blew out the window in our front room. Glass flew everywhere. The Christmas tree blew over. Ornaments shattered, and presents were torn and crushed. The house filled with frigid air. It must have been an ordeal for the adults to deal with. All I know is that when Miss Shell and I ran down the hall at around 7 that morning to see what Santa had brought us, we found layers of cardboard pressed against the hole in the window, held in place by the nose of the ironing board, which was upside down on the sofa. All 4 chairs of our kitchen dining set were set on top of the couch, holding the ironing board in place. Torn wrapping paper had been hurriedly patched with a mix of tape and Christmas seals, and it was quite chilly in that room. We looked around in disbelief as 3 exhausted adults ambled in. They tried to explain what happened, but Miss Shell and I rushed to the presents. Within minutes, we were happily waving at each other with our Heidi dolls. Tom, let's see. Christmas is still Christmas after all. Later, as we stood around the kitchen table, eating fruit salad, wearing our winter coats over our pajamas, we laughed at the ridiculous situation. We knew that we would laugh about it for many Christmases to come, and we did, just as I'm laughing now, more than 50 years later. Hi, Amber. Kareem. Why only 44? Guess they can. Chick-a-day, Debbie Johnson. Came from the dark side. Happy to see light and nice people. Well, welcome, honey. Bless your heart. I really am happy to see you. You're welcome. Glad you saw the light. I saw the light and the light one. I saw the light and the light one. I might be scared. I am scary. Okay. No, I'm kidding. Thank you, Debbie. I just love these. Oh, another illustration. I tried to think of a way to inject a little more Hanukkah into Hanukkah. Oh, I skipped a story though. We'll read this one first. Taking it all in. Look at another illustration, y'all. Carolyn is going to be so upset because I have all these illustrations. We have Rudolph and Carolyn, Raggedy Ann and Andy, a teddy bear. Bonnie, burnt hot dog, look right there. That looks like your first teddy bear from your grandma, Bonnie. from Sears. And you have that. You better not have lost it. Yeah, the kids all thought it was cute too, right? When I gave them to you finally a few years back. As Christmas 19, this is called Taking It All In. Newlyweds Share Simple Delights of the Season by Betty Swisher, Kansas City, Missouri. Hi, Earthbound Spirit. I'm not bossing you around. And Betty Swisher is actually S. Sparks. Oh, I hope you're going to be okay. Bless you. That's awful. We'll say prayers for you. Yeah, S. Sparks wrote this and she got published. As Christmas 1949 approached, just go with it, S. Sparks. As Christmas 1949 approached, I was recently married to my high school sweetheart, Chuck. We liked our jobs at the Minneapolis Grain Exchange in Minnesota, and we were happy. We bought our first Christmas tree, a small balsam fir for our tiny Murphy bed apartment. One morning near the holiday, we caught the streetcar to the grain exchange, where several offices displayed decorated Christmas trees. We boarded a crowded elevator. Chuck got off at the 4th floor with a promise to meet me later at a local bar and eatery. I worked as a typist on the 7th floor. An important part of my job was to record the grain prices and type a report at the close of trading each day. This was the last trading day before the Christmas break. I walked onto the trading floor where strings of red and green lights blinked along the balcony above the salesman. Ties embossed with Santas, reindeer, and other holiday designs peeked out from the salesman's beige grain jackets. After we all finished our work, my boss, an imposing but kind man, played Christmas songs on an upright piano. Several of my coworkers, some already with a holiday drink in hand, surrounded the piano and sang along. A squeal came from the courtroom. Another victim caught under the mistletoe. We all hugged and wished each other season's greetings. Then I slipped out to meet Chuck at Richard's. The bar was full, but Chuck secured our favorite booth and ordered a martini and a quote-unquote small beer for my wife. The waitress winked, her large Santa earrings slapping her cheeks as she turned to get our drinks. I like your hat, Chuck told me. It makes your cheeks glow. We studied the gift list we made as holiday songs played in the background. Snow was ankle deep on the sidewalks by the time we left Richard's. Arm in arm, we laughed as we struggled to keep our balance. Shoppers coming out of Woolworths and other stores strained under armfuls of packages. At Dayton's, we stopped to catch our breath and admire the department store's windows filled with puppets depicting scenes from Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Chuck dropped a coin in the Salvation Army collection kettle. Warm air hit us as we pushed through the revolving doors. I unbuttoned my heavy winter coat. Where should we start? I asked. Chuck pointed to the jewelry counter. Doesn't your mom like Christmas pins? And so, and on we went through the department store together. Let's see, is that it for that one? Or? I guess that was it for that one. Keep on Smiling by Bill Dean, Rock Island, Illinois. And this one is actually from Mike. I don't know if he's still here. I think he left. He confided to me that this is him. His real name, Bill Dean, Rock Island, Illinois. In 1971, after years of dried up, fire trap Christmas pines, my dad, Larry, decided that we needed to switch to an artificial tree. We went to the Turnstile department store in Moline and bought a 6-foot artificial tree and miniature lights. That sounds familiar. Turnstile, doesn't it? Does it sound familiar to anybody? It does to me. I don't think I've ever been in one, but it sounds familiar, like maybe commercials or something on TV. My mother, Nancy, turned the job of assembling the tree, installing the lights, and decorating the tree into a family event, complete with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on TV. We were almost finished when we made a disappointing discovery. Our traditional Christmas star didn't fit the new lights. Mama, always resourceful, constructed an angel out of a cardboard thread cone. Okay, Bonnie, thank you for coming. See you tomorrow. I am coming. Mama, always resourceful, constructed an angel out of a cardboard thread cone, a styrofoam ball, multicolored feathers, and felt, adding a pipe cleaner halo. The kicker was the prominent smiley face Mama drew on the angel. Keep in mind, this was the early 70s, and smiley face symbols and stickers were everywhere. Each year, Smiley Angel perched on top of our Christmas tree. That is until 1983, when I came home from college and saw that she had been replaced. Mama said the handmade angel reminded her of how poor we were back then. Poor? I don't remember being poor. Strapped for cash maybe, but not destitute. I found Smiley Angel in the attic. Hi, Garnet. In the attic. And restored her to her place of honor. And I explained to Mama that little things such as homemade angels and birthday cakes and Saturday night popcorn parties made us feel rich indeed growing up. My wife, Tootsie, and I have displayed Smiley Angel on our tree since 1989. Mama died 3 years ago, and Daddy died in February. So our homemade topper will be a source of dear memories this holiday, her 50th birthday. Isn't that cute, guys? Hey, easily distracted. With almost an hour. Everybody's busy tonight doing their holiday things. Look at this, guys. Look at this other illustration. Isn't that pretty? Look. It's called Chubby the Dreidel. It turned them around on the holiday in a big way by Cheryl Lindsell Roberts, Marlborough, Massachusetts. It is pretty, isn't it, baby doll? Right, Debbie Johnson? We got another Debbie. So glad you came over, though. Mom got a silver one, too. It was hideous. And this, Cheryl Lindsell Roberts, is Nancy M. She told me, yep. She told me, yep, that's me. When my boys, Mark and Eric, were growing up in the late 1970s, we lived in a neighborhood of Jews and Christians in a suburb north of New York. It was a few dozen split-level houses on a dead-end street. With so little traffic, kids played outside, making no distinction between their front yards and the road. Parents socialized as the kids played. Many of us became close friends. Hanukkah, also spelled with an H, and Christmas saw a merry mingling of Jewish and Christmas families gathering to celebrate together. Let me get another drink here. Hanukkah commemorates the rededication of the Jewish temple in Jerusalem around 200 BC, when oil that was supposed to last one night lasted 8. We light the menorah for 8 nights, and children play dreidel games with gelt, foil-covered chocolate that represents the coins the Maccabees minted to mark their military victory over the Syrians. Sorry, see, even holding this magazine gets my arthritis in my hand. That's why I don't type that much anymore, guys. Growing up in the Bronx, New York, my brother and I received our underwear rations for the year at Hanukkah. That was our gift. Can you believe it? I don't recall if we got a pair each night or if they were presented to us in one fell swoop. Raising my own family, I continued our Hanukkah traditions, except for the underwear part. I vowed never to give my boys that as a gift. We invited our Christian neighbors over for jelly donuts, potato latkes, and candle lighting. Then we joined our friends at their homes to trim the Christmas trees and sing carols. We took the boys into Manhattan to stroll the lavishly decked out streets of Times Square and Fifth Avenue. Then we went over to Rockefeller Center to glimpse the colossal tree and admire the skaters spinning and gliding around the rink. But that time of year can be hard on Jewish kids. Christmas is everywhere. Mark and Eric said Hanukkah felt less important. That saddened me. I tried to think of a way to inject a little more Funukkah into Hanukkah. I decided we needed a giant dreidel. We constructed a wire frame and plastered it in paper mache. We constructed a wire frame and plastered it in papier mache. See, why I don't understand that word. P-A-P-I-E-R. Papier, because that's what one of the Ramblers, they have their name as a papier. I don't know. The process was a sticky, gooey mess, but tons of fun. When the 40 by 40 inch dreidel finally was finished and painted, the boys tried to put their arms around it. We can't hug it, it's too chubby. So it was that chubby became the focal point of our 8-night Hanukkah celebrations and the hit of the street. Everybody loved chubby. Our joint holiday celebrations and trips to Manhattan continued, but my boys came to see Hanukkah as the best holiday ever. After all, no one else had anything like Chubby the Dreidel. It brought us many years of joy and now does the same for the next generation. It's cute, isn't it, guys? We should do a Zoom where, the play like the best Christmas, something like that. Have people. Yes. We could do that on Carolyn's. She has Zoom, obviously. Or we could do it here on StreamYards, but I can't have as many people as her. That is a cute idea, though, guys. Let's do it, Mention it to Carolyn. Be super cute. This one's called The Fabric of Love. One lean Yuletide, a family gains unexpected riches by Glenn Anderson, Spooner, Wisconsin. Hi, Chickadee. Look how cute this illustration is. It would be fun, right, Deanna? Teresa Lily, very cute, she said. Okay, Glenn Anderson. This one is really Kevin. He told me. It's got to be incognito. When the big box arrived that year, my brother Randy, my sister Linda, and I were in school. Gary and Mark, still preschoolers, watched as Mom opened the parcel of fabric remnants from her old friend Mrs. Spritke, who worked at Rhea Manufacturing Company, garment factory in Milwaukee. Mom told the boys that the package was a secret. They were to tell no one about it. Nearly a year had passed since Dad's bowling pin refinishing shop had burned down in early 1954. His efforts to reestablish the business hadn't worked out, so Christmas 1955 was going to be meager in the Anderson household. We'd moved from Milwaukee to rural Osseo, where Mom had roots, and were living in a rented farmhouse. That summer, Mom and Dad both worked in our big garden every chance they could. Dad quipped, "We'll eat what we can. What we can't, we'll can." Dad and I cut wood with a 2-man saw to feed the furnace and the kitchen's monarch range. On weekends, I hunted rabbits and squirrels. We were nearly self-sufficient, but we all knew that few, if any, of our Christmas wishes would come true that season. "I sure would like a record player for Christmas," Randy said. Then Linda added her wish, "It would be so neat to have a new winter coat." I dreamed of a red and black plaid hunting jacket, and so it went, each of us hoping for something out of reach. For weeks before Christmas, Mom holed up in the spare bedroom, working on secret projects. It was obvious she was sewing. The floor vibrated as her old singer rumbled through its paces. "You'd think that thing would take off soon, the way she revs it up," Dad joked. Dad confided in me that he'd sold some of his tools and sporting equipment and used the money to buy a new dress for Mom and a secondhand trike and wagon for Gary and Mark. For several nights, I helped Dad sand and repaint the toys. The others had their secret projects too, but woe to anyone who snooped. About a week before the holiday, Dad and I cut a tree from the woods, and we all trimmed it with the decorations that had survived the move from the city, adding a few new homemade ornaments. My lips, sorry guys. I think I had from that pizza yesterday. Tastes real salty kind of on my lips. You know, like if you eat too much salt. It must have been very salty, the pizza. It did have everything on it though, you know. Ham, sausage, pepperoni, olives, onion, black olives, green peppers. Just the normal stuff. Did you like your, we're still on your story, Kevin. Carol Boyce, I think there's one coming up with you. Hi, Lisa H. My boo, you just woke up. Okay. About a week before the holiday, Dad and I cut a tree from the woods, and we all trimmed it with the decorations that had survived the move from the city, adding a few new homemade ornaments. It felt miraculous that on Christmas Eve, we had a stack of presents under the tree. Most were wrapped in newspaper, but they looked beautiful. After dinner, we gathered in the living room to sing carols, read a Christmas story, and open our gifts. Which reminds me, I want to put a poll question in like Carolyn does. This just reminded me, I'm curious, okay? I'm not going to ask it until I finish this one. It's almost done. By doing odd jobs, Dad managed to scrape enough together to get each of us a store-bought present. I still have the pocket knife he gave me that night. All of the kids made presents for each other and our parents. One of the most creative was the cardboard replica record player, complete with an arm that moved and a rotating turntable that Gary made for Randy. Then we opened our gifts from Mom. They were more than works of art. They were acts of love. Linda's winter coat looked professionally tailored. Dad and Randy wore their wool shirts for years. The matching overalls for Mark and Gary were perfect. And for me, a red and black hunting coat. We never forgot that special Christmas 1955, the year of our material wealth. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys a poll question. Stroke, don't warn me. I know. You only live once and I want something to eat. Hi, Bridget. You just worked out and showered? You're working out and getting healthy, girl? Proud of you. I have a poll question, okay, guys? I know it said I could do that. It had it here. Okay, create a poll. Ask a question. As they were. Okay, you're going to do it right now. All you do is hit yes or no. I'm just curious. Okay, Sawyer. Oh. Got 80%, 83%. %, no. Some families do that, which I was surprised. It's just your own, however your family does it, right? Wow, 72% yes. No, 26. Wow. No Christmas, Hanukkah. Okay. Santa didn't wrap? Okay, so we did presents on Christmas Eve, then Santa Christmas morning, and his gifts were unwrapped. Okay. Unwrapped from, very good. Oh, wow, 72, 69, and 31, really? Different, okay, both wrapped and unwrapped, okay. Always wrapped, unwrapped for me. Oh, interesting. More people have unwrapped than what I thought. I just find it really interesting. Just going to read a little bit more. Christmas Eve, Thanksgiving Eve. All yours were wrapped? Very good. Oh, Santa sacks? Really? Sounds adorable. Kind of like a stocking, but just a sack, like a big sack. That is really cool, though. Thank you guys for answering that. Santa, I've never heard of that, a Santa sack. Stockings, obviously. Only big items like bikes and prams didn't get wrapped. Carol, we were far from uptown. There were night children in our family. Bigger than a stocking, like a pillowcase. Okay. Yeah, how tired they got. Yeah, Mike. I can see that. I've done that myself. I remember. I still do. Okay, this one is a little thing with, look, another illustration. Everything's illustrated in this magazine this month for the holidays. I think it's so cute. Do You Hear What I Hear? By Richard Plock, Waynesville, North Carolina. Hi, Flo. Got to hold it in this hand. The radio wasn't on much in the house when I was a little guy. I was born in 1946. But one show I remember hearing was The Cinnamon Bear. In Chicago, The Children's Adventure, written by Glanville and Elizabeth Heisch, aired on WGN in 15-minute episodes, weekdays between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I loved listening to those episodes, which ended on a cliffhanger each night. The story begins with siblings Jimmy and Judy searching the attic for their family's missing Christmas tree star. A toy bear comes to life to tell them the crazy quilt dragon stole it. The bear transports the brother and sister to Maybe Land to get the star back, In the 1970s, when our daughter was 5, I splurged on a set of cassettes of the series so she could enjoy the story as I did. She played those tapes year after year. By the time her twin boys were born, the tapes had worn out and a few were missing, but we found a new version on compact disc. 3 generations of our family have thrilled to the adventures of Patty O'Cinnamon, and his tale lives on. It's available on the internet now. What a gift that is for children to hear. A story as their imagination fills in the pictures. Even as an adult, I still enjoy listening to an old radio show at bedtime. I don't think y'all have ever seen her. I think this was crocheted or knitted, this outfit, by my dad's mom. I told you before, she had a huge doll collection up in her attic, and she knitted for them and everything. She had a sad childhood, never had dolls, and I think that's why she started collecting them. Isn't it cute, Lisa? Is she scary? My name is Talking Tina, and I like you. I hope everybody has a good turkey day. She is cute, huh? Hair's a little bit wild. I don't think I've ever brushed it. Let's see. Wow. Hour and 15. We'll go an hour and a half. Okay, guys? 15 more minutes. Hi, sorry shares. Sorry shares. Oh, look how pretty, guys. I was fascinated with these illustrations. For Aggie, an epic journey to see the woman he couldn't forget, by John Lewis Cocalis, Weatherford, Oklahoma. Nana Patty, do you know where that is? Have you ever heard of it? Now a widow. Oh, you've heard of it, Nana Patty? Okay. Maybe you know this person. Maybe, or somebody related. Now a widower, I am blessed with many memories, but the one that stands out the most in my mind is of Christmas Eve, 1954. Even I wasn't born yet. Sari shares, that's right. Okay. It does, doesn't it? If Carolyn wants it for decoupage, I'd be happy to send it to her for a price. I'm giving this up for free. Not something that's great. It was about 8 p.m. and a heavy snow was falling when I finally arrived at my destination, a small farmhouse by a creek near the town of MacArthur in the hill country of southeastern Ohio. I had hitchhiked 525 miles to visit a very special girl by the name of Aggie Johnson. I'd left Norfolk, Virginia the evening before to see her one last time before my ship, the USS Midway, left for duty in the South China Sea. Oh, okay. This was not during, this was after the war. I have a vivid memory of the sound of my own feet running across the old wooden bridge over the creek. Christmas lights twinkled in the windows and reflected off the deep snow. Agnes heard me and rushed out to greet me. Inside, we visited with her parents for a while, then exchanged gifts. We talked in that way young people do, enjoying each other's company. It was a winter wonderland outside, while inside it was warm as toast by the wood and coal fire. The next morning, Christmas Day, I left at 7 to hitchhike back to Norfolk and to my ship, which was set to leave port at 6 a.m. on the 27th. On the way back, I got snowed in for nearly a day in the mountain town of East Rennell, West Virginia. Fortunately, I was able to flag a Greyhound bus that was plowing its way through the drifts, which took me to the bus depot in Norfolk. I managed to make it aboard the Midway very early on December 27th, with barely 3 hours to spare before we shipped out. The next year, Agnes and I married, nearly 66 years ago. The memories of that Christmas Eve, especially, are etched into my very being. I call on them often to warm my heart and to remind myself of what this life is all about. If life is not about love and giving, I don't know what it is. There is nothing so precious as the love we receive and the love we give to others. Oh, I thought wasn't the Midway in Pearl Harbor? Dave, was the Midway in Pearl Harbor? Oh, see, he never hears.
Vic, what'd you say?
I was saying, was the ship the Midway in Pearl Harbor?
Midway, that's an island.
No, it's a ship called the Midway.
I've heard of that. It's the Battle of Midway. It's a big battle.
Well, there was a battle of Midway. So there was a battle of Midway. Hi, nurse of all trades.
Never heard of it.
Right here, whisper to me. Isn't it nice, guys? Okay, then hour 21, we'll go for, like I said, an hour and a half. Oh, look at this. Retro replay. Nat King Cole and his daughter in 1960. That'd be Natalie, wouldn't it? Nat King Cole and his daughter Natalie share a holiday moment in 1960. This season marks the 75th anniversary of Cole's recording of the Christmas song. More on Cole and that legendary tune on page 44. Oh my gosh, guys. Well, we'll come back to read this one another time. Oh, the USS Flo says the USS Arizona is underwater at Pearl Harbor. He said, yes, it is. Dave cracks me up. Look at these old ads like Carolyn has been showing. First, go with this page. Not ads, but, you know, products. Look at that. Kellogg's Rice Krispies. Look at that box. Grape nuts. Hi, Julie Marshall. Oh, look at this, guys. I remember this one. Davita, are you here? There you are. Look, Davita. Remember this one? 1962. I never liked grape nuts either. I think they're so, ugh. Burnt hot dog loves them, though. I could never understand that. My daughter, I don't know how she could. She likes them. They always, I don't know, reminded me that they would taste like what dog food would taste like. Look at how cute the little variety packs were there, too, guys. Remember? I know they still do that, but not that cute, you know? I hope you guys can see. I don't know. Do they? Yes, they were great. We never got to get them very often, but it was really something when we got to. Cereal in a snap. Kellogg's Rice Krispies debuted in 1928 with the slogan, "Help yourself to health," an apparent early nod to cold cereal as a quick answer to sudden hunger. This ad touts that Krispies are top with school kids, but the tagline, "Mother knows Kellogg's best," suggests that in 1949, a parent puts the kids' breakfast on the table. 1962, Grape Nuts. The skinny on marketing. It was advertisers tasked in 1944 with persuading us to eat the wheat and barley cereal called Grape Nuts, who came up with the adage, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. In the 1960s, Grape Nuts became associated with healthy eating and dieting, something we all think about in January. Hi, video reel. Few more minutes. Yes. Oh, yeah. You gotta have sugar on those Rice Krispies. I do remember that little boy in the red. Aw, this will be the last one, I guess. And it's super short, too. And it has a doll in it. Can you believe it? Look. Edward found comfort in the doll his mother bought him in the tense days after Pearl Harbor. Keepsakes. A Little Hero Soldier. Thoughtful gift eased boy's uncertainty aboard evacuation ship by Edward Lane of Fresno, California. Thanks. I'm glad you liked listening because I really do enjoy reading to you guys. Really do. I always liked reading to my kids and my little sisters and that. My grandkids when they were littler. My favorite childhood toy is a 12-inch stuffed caricature type doll of a soldier with his right arm sewn in a permanent salute, looking spiffy in his army uniform. When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941, I was 5 years old and living with my family in Honolulu, Hawaii, at Hickam Field, which was next to the Pearl Harbor U.S. Naval Base. After the attack, civilian military dependents were sent back to the mainland. My mother, my older brother, and I boarded a ship for San Francisco. My father was a military doctor and commanding officer of the hospital at Hickam, so we had to stay behind. While we were at sea, my mother found two handsome military dolls at the gift shop on the SS Lurleen. My brother got the Marine, and I was the happy owner of the Army soldier. It was a nervous voyage. We were escorted by two Navy destroyers on the lookout for enemy submarines. Our dolls were a very welcome early Christmas present. My doll is in pretty good condition after 80 years. Wow, 80 years. It always triggers a very special family memory about our brush with history. I cherish this soft symbol of our country's indomitable spirit, then and today. Focus on Dollywood doll. The soft toys known as Dollywood defense dolls are generally attributed to Ern Westmore, a legendary makeup artist of Hollywood's golden age, but some say his wife Betty, actually created them. Certain museum examples still have the original Dollywood Studios tag tied at the doll's neck. In the mid-40s, the toys were restyled and named Dolls of the Allies and sold with an Ern Westmore tag. Both versions are collectible, especially if in good condition like Edward's. A group of 4 dolls recently representing different military branches was selling on eBay recently for what? What price do you guys think? I'm going to hide the price, but look at that doll. What do you guys think? Sold very recently on eBay. That's too high. 2,000 is too high. Hi, Lori Colley. 100,000, no. 300, getting close. It's that one's a little low. 25 is real low. 100's low. 500's very close, a little high. Nope. Not 250. Nope. Oh, S Sparks, you about got it. Very, very close. Very close. A little bit lower. Yes, 450. Can you believe that? That little guy. Very cool though, right? Okay, guys. It was fun. I hope you liked it. And enjoy your Thanksgiving if you're in a country where it's so comforting to listen to my mom when we cozy up and read. Thank you, Lisa. It makes me feel good too, guys. It reminds me of when I would read to my kids and stuff when they were little. Love y'all and see you at Carolyn's, okay? See you there. Love y'all. I have a couple of those Chatty Cathys I'll show you sometime, Lori. Bye, guys. Love you. How do I end this? End stream. End.